The recent violence in some of Boston's neighborhoods has many residents and city leaders rethinking what can be done about gang violence, particularly aimed at young people. One inner-city middle school has some answers. The Nativity Prep School in Jamaica Plain has been helping boys stay off the streets, concentrate on their studies, give back to their communities, and in the process create a group of fine young men. NACN's Allison King has tonight's cover story.
Like many of New England's finest prep schools, this private Boston middle school for boys puts an emphasis on small class size, rigorous academics,
I do have to give you a direct objects quiz,
and a well-rounded sports program.
1, 2, 3, and...
Students adhere to strict dress code, teachers are dedicated, and programs such as art and music are essential parts of the curriculum. But despite the similarities, this school is very different from most prep schools, and so are its students. 13-year-old Alexander Adams starts his day at his apartment in Jamaica Plain's Bromley Heath housing project. He lives there with his mother, Francesca Feliciano, who came to the United States 18 years ago from the Dominican Republic.
I love you.
Like so many public housing developments, Bromley Heath can be a tough place, with its share of guns, drugs, gangs, and violence, as Alex described in an essay.
My neighborhood is not bad during the day, when the sun is out, but bad things start when the moon comes up. At nighttime, gangs and drug addicts patrol the streets, with cops, known as the Heat, close on their tails. Shootouts happen between rival street gangs that are settling disputes. When I go outside at night, I fear for my life.
It's a world many inner-city boys get sucked into, particularly when they come from broken families, struggling with poverty, drug addiction, and unemployment. It's a world the Nativity Preparatory School is determined to change, at least for some.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Alex is greeted at the school door at 7:30 by the school's executive director, Father John Ronsky.
Every morning we're there at the front door, and as the kids enter school, handshake and make eye contact. Good morning, how are you today?
There is a hot breakfast each morning, cooked by a member of the staff.
There was no English right there, right?
Yeah, it was no English.
And there is enough time before school begins to get in a quick game of basketball. By 8 a.m., the entire school community is gathered together for morning assembly, led by Principal Bissy Oyedel.
Adam Church, Taji Hampton.
It's really one of my favorite parts of the day, the morning assembly, when the whole community is there.
Alexander Adams.
There.
I like to think of the roll call as, a way that each kid is called by name each day. By God. We have time to pray each day. Each kid can say whatever is on his mind.
Then it's on to class. Nativity Prep is a Catholic Jesuit middle school founded in 1990. To its students, 52 boys of all faiths from low-income families in Boston's inner city, it is tuition-free. It has served as a model to other urban middle schools around the country.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Mr. Piguet.
Have a seat.
Javier Piguet is a 24-year-old recent graduate of Boston College, now teaching 7th grade at Nativity. Like many of the teachers, he wears several hats, including cook, counselor, and coach.
1, 2, 3.
Nativity Prep is his first teaching job.
Baptism by fire. The first day teaching, I was up there and I was speechless for about 30 seconds. And, I realized I had to start saying something or things weren't going to get very far.
Piguet caught on quickly and is now a trusted and respected mentor to the boys, who don't always have a strong male figure in their lives.
It lends itself to a lot of interesting discussion, and it allows them to be a lot more open in terms of making mistakes, because that's what a lot of the educational process is, being courageous enough to put an idea out and see how it's received or see what others think about it.
Nativity prides itself on the fact that several of its graduates come back years later to teach at the school. How for you to be here teaching after you used to come here as a student?
I gotta tell you, it was quite the experience when I first, got into the classroom on my first day.
After graduating from Nativity, Gadissa Gosa went on to Groton Academy and then Stonehill College. Now he is in charge of secondary school placement, a big part of the Nativity experience. Graduates go on to private schools such as Nobles in Greenough, Milton Academy, and Deerfield.
there's so many students in Boston who need a place like this. A lot of students who don't have family, you know, and are just come from all types of situations. And, you know, it's kind of unfortunate that we can't help every kid.
I got more out of being a teacher than they did because it gave me a chance to somewhat, you know, give of myself what somebody had given to me.
Ramon Gomez, the director of graduate support, then helps guide the students through high school and college. Gomez started at Nativity Prep at age 10, having just arrived in the United States from Trinidad. He is a graduate of Boston College High School and Boston College.
Every young man or woman needs a nurturing environment. Without that, there tends to be this need to sort of find love somewhere else. And so if we don't provide a safe environment for these kids, they may go seek this somewhere else.
But here in Nativity, they make you feel like a family, like your teachers and all, like your classmates, you all are a big family, and Nativity is like our home.
Was that hard to adjust to?
No, it was kind of easy from the start. They like accept you with warm, you know, hugs, and it's always like they came in and you always make a friend. You know, at the beginning they tell you your name, and then from there, you know, you eat together. You always play and stuff.
Nativity is a safe fortress for Alex and his classmates, with the violence of the streets never far from view. Just last month, a 20-year-old was fatally shot in a Jamaica Plain park just across the street from Nativity Prep. Last year, the older brother of a Nativity 5th grader was shot and killed, a victim of gang violence.
There are prostitutes who just want money and give up their bodies to anyone. Shootouts happen between rival gangs that are settling disputes. Nativity helps me stay out of these life-threatening streets. People were like, oh, you know, you want to come hang over? And I see them, you know, kind of with something on their hand, and I don't go over there. Because I never
What's
feel
on
like,
their hand?
Probably like a cigarette or something. And I never feel that temptation, you know, to go smoke or drink alcohol, because I know it's not good for me and it's not going to improve my future.
He loved the school.
Alex's mother can see and hear the violence outside her 6th-floor window. She knows Nativity helps protect her son, but she appreciates the school even more for other reasons.
Nativity teach the children for the future and teach the children to be good person for the other, not only thinking about me, not only for the academic subjects. It's about the learning to love everything that the children do. They enjoy it.
Amzad asked a very good question. Do we have enough money for this? Where does the money come from?
Lessons are followed by drumming class, lunch, then afternoon subjects.
Lost is a spell with an E. Very good.
At 3 in the afternoon, when school is over, the sports program begins. The older kids run to a Jamaica Plain baseball field about a half a mile away.
Double A!
Yeah.
Get there!
Back at school, there is just enough time for students to clean up and catch their breaths before the evening program begins. You have a really long day.
Yeah.
Do you like that? Is it difficult?
It's not difficult at all. At the beginning of my, you know, Nativity career it was, but not at all. Not at all now. You know, it flies easy now.
Dinner is served 5 nights a week by volunteers. They are trustees, parents, and friends of the school. Following the meal, there is quiet evening study. Students do their homework. Tutoring is available to anyone who wants or needs it.
I find God everywhere here, and that invitation is constantly being offered to me through these kids. And just brings me a lot of hope and a lot of life to be able to serve in this way as a Jesuit. I like to think of this place as, you know, a place where boys from Boston become men for others, and that's a really important value in Jesuit education.
They always wanted me to get an education, go to university, because I'd be the first from my generation to graduate in the United States, and it feels pretty good, you know. I just don't want to ruin that.
Allison King, NECN, Boston.